Today we're talking about interface connections. The one I'm talking about is called the Thunderbolt. It's a highly efficient input-output device. There's a couple different similar devices. The Thunderbolt was introduced by Intel. They called it Lightpeak, and they did that in 2009. Eventually, they released that in 2011 to where you could buy it as a consumer. Apple trademarked Thunderbolt, but then they transferred that trademark to Intel because of the intellectual property rights that they held. The Thunderbolt connects all kinds of different things, including cameras, audio devices like speakers, monitors, tablets, smartphones, MP3 players, any kind of personal portable devices that you could have that you listen to music off of or make phone calls with, surf the web. The connectors they use for the Thunderbolt, originally the first two versions used a 20-pin mini DisplayPort connectors, and they eventually upgraded that to a 24-pin USB Type-C connector, and what that will do is double the speed, which I will talk about here in a second. The connector on most computers, mostly laptops, will be found near where a USB port might be, next to an Ethernet connector, as you can see right here. The connection pins in the 20-pin connector is all right here. It's just a little layout, not a big deal. The Thunderbolt is a digital connection. And the speed on this digital connection, the first version did up to 20 gigabits a second, but could only handle 10 gigabits per channel. They upgraded that to the version 2, and that made it so they just did 20 gigabits a second per channel. Didn't matter. The version 3 doubled that, so now does 40 gigabits per second, which is pretty fast. There's not a whole lot of limitation on the connection distance. You're limited by the size of the cable you have. But the longest cable that they sell to the consumer currently is about 100 feet, which is a pretty good long connection. There's not a whole lot of scenarios where you're going to need more cable than that. The different versions of the Thunderbolt would be like the USB or the FireWire. They connect a lot similar stuff. They're pretty universal, each of the different ones. The most popular of the three being the USB. And the Thunderbolt version 3 actually shares a connector with the USB Type-C. So you could use a Thunderbolt cable in a USB Type-C port. It would just affect the speed a little. This is my works cited. I pretty much used the one place. So thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you learned a lot about the Thunderbolt connection and the cable. Thank you for watching.